Hi. The topic that I would like to talk about in this presentation is going to be like study skills slash habits and tips in general for college students. And as someone who just completed her first year of college, I have sort of been taking the time recently to think about things that went well and things that didn't. And sort of a lot of my focus has been on things, sort of areas I've seen myself improve over the year. So I thought I would talk about some different strategies that I learned. And I think sort of the first challenge that really everyone when they get to college hits is balance, right? All of a sudden you're trying to balance your entire life. You're living on your own. You're balancing social life, extracurriculars, and academics, and that can get really, really challenging and overwhelming. So a couple of tips that I had, and tips, I mean, like by tips I mean things that I sort of learned through trial and error over the course of the year. These are sort of strategies that really helped me out. The first is definitely a schedule, being organized, whether it's writing in a physical planner or using Google Calendar, which I personally love using because it syncs from my computer to my phone. So if I'm like talking to a professor after class and scheduling a meeting, I can just enter it in on my phone, and next time I check, it'll be there. Or if I'm like going through on a weekend and like entering in assignments and that kind of thing, I can just do it right from my computer, and then I can have it on my phone. Like, college is so busy to the point where some days I have to check the Google Calendar on my phone to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I'm supposed to be at all times. And that's just a really great way on your phone to schedule meetings and just make sure that you are aware of like what's going on and kind of can plan out your day around it. The second strategy that I think is probably a little bit more helpful than, scheduling is to look ahead. And this is something that I really learned second semester. That I was juggling like a job, a lot of extracurriculars, and 4 like really difficult classes. And the only way that I was able to kind of maintain a good balance from a week to week basis is like by looking ahead in my classes to see when big assignments were due, when papers were due, when there was like an exam, and then kind of planning backwards from that. So if I knew that I had, a midterm and a paper due October 15th, I would like be sure to sort of schedule my extracurriculars maybe like 2 weeks before, do a lot of extra work so that I can kind of take it easy that week. Or for work, I would shift around my hours so that I could, study a lot and then work a lot after the exam. Just like little tips, like little things like that, sort of help you plan out your schedule, not only like on a daily basis, but kind of like in a more broad sense. So that way you don't, get to a week and then realize that you're sort of screwed because everything is, hitting the fan that week. So that's definitely another tip I have. And lastly, I think like the main thing I learned from freshman year is probably that like balance is really important, but also is kind of having a really good attitude about things. And if you're